This is the Solid Signal podcast for the week of August 1st, 2022. And the subject this week is NFL Sunday Ticket. You know, I've really managed to stay out of this discussion for a long time, and I kind of told myself I wasn't going to get stuck into it. But then again, you hear enough misinformation and you feel like you have to say something, especially at this point where I've got this kind of megaphone where people listen to what I say. I mean, I'm not going to kid myself. I know that I get at most a couple of thousand folks listen to the Solid Signal podcast on a regular basis, and fewer than that in some cases. I'm not really full of myself with that, but I do feel like I've got somewhat of an audience, and I wanted to make sure that at least I could try to get the word out, and that maybe if I spread the word among some folks and those folks spread the words among other folks, well, maybe things would get out there. The truth would happen. And so here I am, and here I go. The first thing that you need to know is there's a lot of talk around NFL Sunday Ticket, which is the package that lets you see every game on every Sunday. It's not any Thursday games, it's not Monday games, it's not any of that stuff, but the Sunday games have always been part of a package called NFL Sunday Ticket, and it's always been exclusive to DirecTV for about the last, 27 years, something like that. And so if you really wanted that, if you were an NFL fan, there was really one place to go. And starting, about 7-8 years ago, they started also streaming it. If you had the NFL Sunday Ticket package, then you could use a streaming app to get the same content. But you couldn't buy the streaming separate. And people, as years went on, kind of wanted that a little bit more and more. And you can't blame them either, because there's, a lot of folks just like to stream, or they maybe don't find themselves at home on a Sunday. And that's what they want to pay for. Well, the opportunity to negotiate these things only comes up about every 10 years. And it just so happens that the NFL Sunday Ticket contract is up at the end of the 22-23 season. And that's something really important. If you have been hearing that, DirecTV won't have Sunday Ticket this year, that is flat out wrong. DirecTV absolutely will have Sunday Ticket. And not only that, it will be the only place to get Sunday Ticket this year. Anything that happens, any change that happens is going to happen in the fall of 23 and not before. So what could happen at that point? A lot of folks are just assuming that DirecTV is not going to get Sunday Ticket, that they're going to lose their exclusivity. And it's not fair to assume that. It's not fair to just say, naturally they're going to lose it or whatever. It could go that way. It could go that DirecTV walks away completely from NFL Sunday Ticket. It could be that they decide, they're not willing to pay for exclusivity, but they are willing to pay to carry it. So it could turn out that you could get Sunday Ticket from Xfinity or Dish or a streaming service like Apple or Google or whatever. That could happen. Or it could be that somebody else picks it up exclusive, or some combination of all of those. The truth is, we don't know. I will put a bit more information in here, though. It's something else that needs to be brought up. When it comes to making money from NFL packages, DirecTV makes most of its money from NFL packages from businesses. So if they were willing to, for example, let go of the residential version of Sunday Ticket and keep the commercial version, that wouldn't hurt them as much as you'd think. And everybody would say, they lost Sunday Ticket, they lost Sunday Ticket. But the revenue that comes from Sunday Ticket comes from businesses, comes from bars and restaurants, hotels, that sort of thing. Any revenue that they get from regular folks is just icing on the cake, and that's something to consider. I have to say, it seemed like AT&T didn't always consider that when they were stewarding DirecTV through all the years that they had those. And since DirecTV became an independent entity, there's been a lot more emphasis on the commercial side of things, which is great because, Solid Signal is a commercial DirecTV dealer, and we're happy to take care of you in your business if you want Sunday Ticket or anything else. So if you look at Sunday Ticket that way, almost anything could happen. Anybody who says that this person or that company has a lock on it now, they don't know. I don't know. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be super clear and tell you everything that I say right now is a hypothesis. I'm a total outsider just like you in this case. I happen to be a little bit more informed on the way things go, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm not in the room. And neither is anybody else on the internet who's saying that they know what's going to happen with Sunday Ticket. Why? I can guarantee this is true because the lawyers themselves are not talking. That's what lawyers are good at doing, is keeping secrets. So they're not going to be talking all over the internet about what the future of NFL Sunday Ticket is. So going back, let's talk again about the present of NFL Sunday Ticket. If you want to see every game every Sunday, starting in about a month, you're going to want to have DirecTV, or you're going to want to go to a bar, a restaurant, a hotel, or some other establishment that does, because that is the way you're going to get Sunday Ticket this year. If you want to see a game on a Sunday and it's an out-of-market game, this is how you're going to do it, period. What's happening next year? I don't know. But I still contend that if you're interested in getting into DirecTV, if you haven't signed up for DirecTV yet, even though we know there's a 2-year commitment to it, you really should jump in, because there's nothing that says DirecTV won't have NFL Sunday Ticket next year. They just might not have it exclusively. I don't know. What's the smart thing to do? The smart thing for the NFL to do? Well, there's a lot to unpack there. This isn't an explicitly political podcast, and I refuse to get into that too deeply, but I will say that the NFL themselves admit that they have not always acted in a consistent and ethical way when it comes to certain things, when it comes to equality, when it comes to safety, fair dealings. They admit that they have suffered in the past and they're trying to do better. So I'm not saying that, they are. But the NFL could move to make this a package that anybody could enjoy on streaming, on live, on whatever. Or somebody could offer them so much money that they're not going to do that, which is what DirecTV has been willing to do in the past. Now, Apple and Google have got so much money, each one of them, that they could buy the rights for NFL Sunday Ticket and just give them to people for free, and it wouldn't affect their bottom line too much. DirecTV isn't that big, and so they can't do that. But I don't think they would anyway. I think in the end, these are businesses, and they're out there to make money, not just to make people happy. I will give the NFL some credit, by the way, for taking away its blackout rules. You can pretty much get your home games on your home TV station, usually a CBS or Fox, no matter where you are. Almost all of the games are on free TV, which you can get with an antenna. This is unlike baseball and basketball and hockey, where you almost have to have cable or satellite in order to watch most of these games, and then they're blacked out a lot of times. Baseball is notorious for blacking out way too many games. Totally get that. The folks at the NFL have gone a completely different way, and if you're just interested in your home team, that's what you're going to get, and you get it for free. But I don't know that anybody has really decided what's going to happen. And I'd like to point out that they got a while to work on it. Even if you're going to be fair and say, I want to give whoever has got NFL Sunday Ticket the infrastructure time, the time it takes to build all of this streaming space and channel space and whatever, so that they could put NFL Sunday Ticket out there. Well, you're still saying, okay, well, maybe January or February of next year is a time to announce that contract. There's still time. That's a long, long time away. There's a lot of work that could be done in between then and now. And it wouldn't surprise me if there were an announcement tomorrow. And it wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't an announcement until after the Super Bowl. And honestly, here's the bottom line. Don't worry about it. Worry about how you're going to get your football this year. Next year is next year. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And whatever it is, it's all going to work out. I'm telling you. Be cool. Be chill about it. That's just my opinion, folks. That's where I come from, and this is the Solid Signal Podcast, so you do get to hear my opinion. Meantime, thank you very much for listening. Do me a favor and like and subscribe. Makes me look good to my bosses. Leave a comment anywhere you watch or listen to this podcast, and we will be back next week with even more controversial opinions having to do with the worlds of satellite TV, home entertainment, and a bunch more. I hope it's entertaining to you. It's certainly entertaining for me to do. And I will see you again next week.